Hello folks, this is Bonzert with a quick announcement. Are you tired of listening to us on YouTube? Well, you can now listen to us on your favorite streaming service. We now have audio-only podcasts on places like Spotify. We are looking into joining other platforms as well. The RSS feed can be found down below if you're interested, and there you'll also be directed to other places where you can listen to us. And with that out of the way, let's continue with the main segment. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here today with a vendor and myself, Bonsert of Radio Retro Future, where we are going to discuss Austin Powers, the International Man of Mysteries from 1997, not directed by, but produced by Mike Myers and directed by Jay Roche. Many roles played by Mike Myers, but I'm here with Vendor. How are you doing today?
I'm doing just fine, except for maybe the weather being a bit shit today in Arkology, but you have some of those days where the acid rain is pouring down, melting down everyone's face.
Well, to be fair, some people could use a new face.
Yeah, good old.
Speaking of faces, Austin Powers, you were the one who suggested this film. Why?
Yes, I do not regret suggesting it. It was a blast to watch it, although I did remember it a bit differently when I watched it when I was way younger, actually.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
One film where we're gonna give an honorable mention this episode because there are some it shares some themes is Kentucky Fried Movie from 1977, which basically did the same thing as this film.
Pretty much to some degree, yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny to make some comparisons there because for those who are not familiar with the beautiful face on screen, Austin Powers is a kind of a spoof of James Bond. He's very British, very 70s. And the vendor is going to talk about the fashion in depth at some point later.
Well, sadly I will, because, it's the 1960s, we're going into the 70s, it's not a good era. It's not a good era.
It's, I mean, we've got a great shot of it right now on screen, of the dancing scene. So, yeah, it's a comedy. It kind of, like, makes fun of, like, the spy movies of that era, James Bond. Most definitely. There are also some other pop culture reference in there as well. What to say about it? It's a comedy film. Comedy is very subjective. I found there was a lack of slapstick, a lot of visual jokes, and yeah, it kind of has a bit of a high concept spin to it. That's like, what do evil geniuses do when they have that scene where they start laughing manically, and then the screen cuts to black, and then it's like, okay, what do they do after? Do they keep laughing or something? I don't even know how to really make that sound funny, and that's kind of my biggest issue with this film. Like, humor is subjective, and you probably have a very different. You found this funnier than I did. I think.
I didn't find it overly funny. Like, I probably laughed at this much more when I was even younger. But
oh yeah,
there's still some really good scenes there. Can we already start talking about the scenes, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing is, like, do we really care about the plot?
It's a spoof movie. There's no real plot behind it. It's just, there is a plot clearly, but it's so stereotypical that everybody's familiar with it by now.
Well, let's start with the first impression then. The first scene is like this big dance number in which Austin Powers is dancing through the streets, and kind of like a variety act, I suppose. It kind of like gives this really over the top version of the 60s. What is this? The 60s or the 70s?
No. He's from the 60s. He's from the
This is
60s.
late 60s. Late 60s, I
I
think.
guess, no, I think actually early 60s to my
Early,
knowledge.
maybe.
Early
I
60s.
thought he was unfrozen in 1997.
Well, he was unfrozen in the 90s, but he was from the 60s.
Yeah, yeah. So it's that particular era, and it's all very, the fashion is extremely extravagant, like all the stereotype of that. It
Yeah.
has some rock numbers, some, all those types of old-timey references that.
But one thing with the movie is that it's extremely quotable. Well, at least Austin is, and well, the Doctor Evil as well. They're both extremely quotable.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite was probably Fat Bastard, but he's from
But he's
other
not in
two
this
films.
movie. Like one of my favorite quotes is also not in this movie, but it's still just. I think it's from Goldmember, the good old. How about no? If that rings a bell to you.
No, not at all.
You what, mate? How do you not know that scene?
I mean, I barely remember Gold. I know that Mike Myers played him, but I barely recall
He's
anything.
Dutch
I think the second one comes to mind most to me. I think most of my memories are from the second Austin Powers films, and that's the thing. Like they're three basically the same films, done
which
over
are always
again.
spoofing something. They're spoofing something additionally. To some degree.
The different films. I don't even recall the other two films, to be honest. I mean,
Well, we didn't watch them, so what were you expecting?
I did. I watched them. But the first the latter two seems to be remakes of the first one, where they repeat the same gags. I think that's one of my major issues with this series as a whole is they have a certain brand of jokes. Little slapstick, a lot of visual gags, a lot of toilet humor, and a lot of scenes that are very drawn out. Like they really, the joke of the long haul. You have the one with the pissing joke where he keeps on urinating in the beginning, which I thought it was funny, but it does it so often. There's the one with the laughing joke, where the dead one was, and that's
the same concept, just done differently. It's just awkward and drawn out.
Yes, and where I thought the urinating joke was funny. There is a lot of cringe humor as well, where it's just embarrassing, and I don't like cringe humor.
Me neither, but maybe I detected it way less than you did. That could be a thing, but there's scenes like in the casino with the Texan in the bathroom.
I thought that was a funny scene.
Yeah, it was funny indeed.
That one I thought was funny, where the American misunderstands the situation, and of course with the character being called number 2. Who is number 2 working for? Yeah, you show that turd.
Show him. It was a good. It's still a good scene. And it's funny.
Yeah. I mean, there were most definitely funny scenes, and I actually enjoyed the scenes with the very convenient censoring.
Those are great because those they have some sort of. Well, it takes. I wouldn't say too. Well, of course, everything takes a lot of effort, but those take. It takes skill to nail them properly.
Yeah, I wonder how they done that. I really do. I can imagine they overlaid the person in the front over a green screen, so to get the angles properly, because
that could be too.
I think they've done that. Otherwise, I think the production of those scenes would be insane.
You never know. Maybe they did it. But there's only one way to find out, by doing more research.
Yeah. Because the timing of those.
Wait. We got a super chat of $5.
Really? We have. That's the first super chat I've ever gotten.
Yeah,
Right.
Black Rose, Vanek Black Rose. Thank you, and thank you for $5. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
The first two movies were really good, at least to you. The third one was a mess, and the girl from the second just disappeared. At least the second explained Vanessa. Fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough. That's a good.
Yeah, it's one of those films you don't care too much about. I mean that's a bit of the thing. They don't really care all that much about. Like there's this scene that kind of bothered me because it was so lazy. And the funny thing is, Kentucky Fried Chicken did a Kentucky Fried Movie made the same joke, by the way, where they are on a tour through the secret facility. Then they just leave the tour. Then they knock out two scientists who are in completely different, completely different costumes. For some reason, those costumes fit them well after they knocked out the scientist, and then they go in and they're immediately cut because,
Because convenience.
yeah. Well, it's not convenient. Like the joke is that the secret agent just sneaks in automatically
I
and
know,
just
but that's
it's-
what they're spoofing. That's what they're spoofing.
yeah, I mean it's it's what they're spoofing. They get cut immediately. Then you get the funny scene with the guy standing in front of the steam waltz that's going way too slow.
Yeah, we've had that one already in the League of the Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah,
Well,
indeed.
from
We
the
already
scene.
done that in that review.
Should I re-edit it? Shall I re-edit it just so we have it
Why
twice
not?
on
We
the
can
show?
make it a recurring theme during all our podcasts, I think.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I don't know. That was just lame to me. And then we watch Kentucky Fried Movie shortly after, and they do the same scene where the special agent is also on a tour of the facility. No, he joins the tour of the facility.
We just did that. We just did
Yeah.
that. You just explained it. Yeah.
No, this is Kentucky Fried Movie. Where
I know. But
yeah,
you,
yeah.
well, they
Okay,
basically,
okay.
well,
Sorry.
in Kentucky Fried Movie, he joined in.
Yeah.
While in Austin Powers, they were in the tour already, and then he just.
Yeah, and then they just left, and they were cut
infiltrated it.
immediately because, well,
Yeah.
they were in the bloody tour. I don't know. It felt lazy, even for parody. It felt like really lazy.
True.
So I don't know what to make of that particular scene. But yeah, and that's the thing with this particular movie because, I mean, what I do like about this film is, but I think that's because it's a film from the 90s. That we start in the mid 60s. Then we go to the mid 90s where he struggles to understand 90s technology.
Not just technology, but social standards as well.
Yeah, but it feels strange for somebody in the 2020s to look back at that and feel it has that retro feel again.
True.
So there's this really weird thing, and the way Scott is listening to like grunge it's called, right? The
I
particular
think so,
punk
I
of
think.
that era.
Well,
But-
Scott is not joining into the family business at first.
Yeah. Well, he already makes the transformation. I think we can talk a little
Ah.
bit about about the characters because
Yeah, but first off, in the chat, by Venick Blackrose again. Lol, am I the only one who thought it was funny that Dr. Evil felt it necessary to put Vanessa in a two-piece outfit? He just wanted to see belly, lol. I mean, maybe. Could very well
I would
be.
have to see that. I wanted to watch it, but I didn't have any time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But
Could be, but Dr. Evil
I
doesn't
mean,
seem
it
like
makes
the person
total
to do that.
sense. But let's talk a little bit about the character. So, what's interesting about Austin Powers as a character is that he's kind of the anti-James Bond, where James Bond was dignified and rapey. Austin Powers is flamboyant and not rapey.
Yeah, he actually respects women, would you believe it or not?
Yeah. So that was a funny a funny difference. It's kind of funny how we see his character like trying to at one way trying to stay true to his 60s mentality, and but yeah, because of the woman he loves, he adapts. um
True.
well, she, yeah, she doesn't. I mean, how to describe her character's plot? I forgot even what her. Not a lot of vagina. What was her character called again?
You mean Vanessa?
Vanessa, was that Vanessa? Okay. So yeah, I mean, what is her plot? Like, okay, she comes to like Austin. Basically, she becomes a little less.
I'll
A
have to
little.
say it was really rushed with like the character development there a bit like oh yesterday she completely hated him and wouldn't want anything to do with him and
Yeah,
5 hours later she's kinda liking him.
yeah. I guess he kind of does like all the he just wants to make her laugh and that. So that's where James Bond would be very aggressive. He takes her on nice dinners. And yeah, like Vanek says in the chat, she wouldn't sleep with her because she was drunk. So yeah, and a lot of vagina was indeed number two's woman. Where he, well, kind of cheats with her, but he doesn't really have a choice because he's infiltrating. So they have an argument about that. But at that time, Austin Powers also does not realize that he couldn't sleep around with any woman he wanted anymore.
Well, not anymore because well wait, yeah, and AIDS was around by the 90s, yeah, that as well.
Oh yeah. There is this joke I thought was funny. That condoms were for sailors, and
Yeah, they're going from
I
port
like
to
that
port.
was a funny joke. Oh, condoms are for sailors. Austin, things don't work that way anymore. Well, they better. They go from port to port. I thought that was a funny one. But yeah, there's the thing with the humor in this film, that the characters are sometimes aware of the silliness of a situation, other times they're not. I mean, the moments they are aware of the silliness, I kind of like them, like Doctor Evil's typical right moment. I like that one.
Right.
Right. Yeah, we don't have sharks with lasers attached to their heads, but we do have mutated sea bars.
How much? So I pay you. How much do I pay you? And you can't bring me sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their heads. What do we have then?
Yeah. And then we get the corporate response, well, there are protected species now. Okay. Yeah, yeah, let's talk about Dr. Evil.
I like how they well, it's not really revealing his backstory, but it's the extremely tragic childhood.
Yeah. It's extremely tragic childhood. And it's, oh god, the Spanish penis enlarger, yes.
The Swedish penis pump. It's not mine.
Yeah, the Swedish penis pump. But that was one of scene, like, really, of all the things that Austin Powers is into, he's ashamed of the penis pump.
I think he was more ashamed of it because it was in front of Vanessa.
Yeah, true, but it's considering how he behaved in front of her, with the striptease and let's shag and all that stuff, and okay,
Shagadelic, babe.
Shit, yeah, shit.
God,
So that's really the penis pump embarrasses him, really. I mean, the guy has a chest hair that is phallic shaped, for crying out loud.
Oh bloody hell!
I also like to joke with the toothpaste. where he's
Yeah,
brought to the
and
lab.
after some time he was like, I get it, I have bad teeth.
Yes. 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 So, would I be ashamed to walk around with a penis enlarger? Hey, I like to live dangerously.
Danger is my middle name.
Austin
That's
Danger
also the
Powers,
joke at the
yes.
start, like, Danger Powers? No, Danger is my middle name.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, but we have like Dr. Evil, played by Mike Myers as well. And a lot of the scenes with him don't really work with me. I mean, also the introduction of Scott, I guess, is kind of funny. Scott gets funnier over
While
the
we're at
films, I
it, can we
think.
just take a moment to talk about the? I don't know her name. I forgot her name because it was like only mentioned at one part of the movie. The Nazi woman
Oh,
that was his child assistant.
Frau. I forgot her name.
The funny Nazi woman that's always yelling.
Yeah.
Let's call her like that. I
I
love
forgot. I
like
forgot.
how even Doctor Evil is scared of her. Scott.
Yes.
Uh,
No, she isn't mentioned here.
I also liked the chairs and Mustafa. Like I'm still alive. I'm just very badly burned. Can somebody help me?
Yes. Well, that's one of those jokes that just goes on for too long.
True. Well, it has been done twice, if I remember properly.
By that time, they've done that joke once or
Yeah,
twice
but for
already. Yeah.
Mustafa especially, they've done it twice because he fell down the cliff and survived. And
Oh,
then he was like, my leg is broken. Like at the start, if I remember properly.
I forgot that. I forgot all about that.
My name is Mustafa, and I am the man who will be killing you now. Tatari.
I completely forgot about that. Or I must have been asleep when that happened. I don't recall that at all.
Either that's from the second, but no, it can't be from the second movie. He was dead then.
Oh yeah, Frau Forbisana. Forbisana, okay.
Fabisons. Okay. Fabizana, okay.
Does that have a meaning in Dutch? In German?
Fabizana. I don't think so. Wait, let me just see how it's spelled. Let me just see how it's spelled.
Yeah. But yeah, but Doctor Evil, yeah, he's dressed like Doctor No, if I recall correctly. Of course, he has a cat that lost his hair during the freezing process. Yeah, and he too, like, it kind of the movie kind of makes fun of how times have changed. That yeah, let's let's demand $1 million in ransoms. That money is not worth that much anymore. So, oh, okay, 100 million. What was it, $100 billion? Yeah. The jokes with him, I don't know. They did not appeal that much to me.
Just one moment. Frau Fabisana's last name derives from the Yiddish word Verbissen in German, meaning embittered.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, there is also a cringy scene with Dr. Evil and his clone, I guess.
No.
Not
The clone
exactly
comes
his
only
clone,
later. Mini-me
Yeah,
comes only
Mini-Me.
later.
Oh yeah, because Scott was such a disappointment, right? That was the.
Yeah, he made another child. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Scott is like made from his sperm. Mother is not mentioned. Who that is? So we'll just. But maybe he is a clone. I don't know.
Could be.
Maybe he is a clone. But yeah, there was a lot of jokes about the laughing, which I did not care much for. A lot of cringe humor. We have the father-son bonding therapy. Also not. I mean, we get like the horrible backstory of Dr. Evil and how abusive his father was. So that kind of is interesting. But not particularly funny. Again, more cringe. Yeah, and then, Scott becomes more like his father, starts criticizing him. Why don't you just kill them, The Venture Brothers did that better.
True.
Did that way better, where they have like this entire organization and these complete rituals, and everything needs to be done according to certain protocols. Yeah, so comparisons, I know, but yeah.
But I think wasn't the Venture Bros made later on than this?
Yeah,
So,
that's probably started in the 2000s.
so yeah, they probably did it afterwards. So I guess it's fair enough that they did it better in that case.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Venture Brothers is like, wow. I hope they manage to bring that back, man.
Good. It's not
I
going to be the same if they bring it back.
David Bowie is gone.
As with many adult cartoons.
Yeah, well, I mean, the creators. I mean, I like the last season that they did manage to make. So,
They can't make any. They can't make certain jokes anymore.
I don't know.
Even for making them back in the past, they're getting hate on.
Yeah, well, I mean, Austin Powers 2 is a film that cannot be made. A lot of black-faced characters. Although I think that's also the joke.
Yeah, but
That's
I
irrelevant these
remember
days.
Austin Powers being a lot more rapey than this, but I was wrong. I was wrong actually.
Well, I mean, with all the things being remade, but I do recall the whole the drunk thing. I think that was already in there, but with all the remakes, I wouldn't be surprised if they went back and edited some things out, because that seems to be all the rage. Disney not showing certain movies anymore because they're deemed to be insensitive. So I don't know. I don't know anymore. What that is concerned. I mean, the same goes for like Kentucky Fried Movie. I mean, holy shit.
Yeah, like so much stuff there could. The entire movie is basically racial stereotypical jokes, and there's even the N-word in there.
Yeah, but that is the joke. The fact.
Yeah, that is the joke.
That it
it's
is
offensive. I know.
Yeah. So it's intentionally that way. And I love that film, even though I watched it twice that day. Once by myself, another time with you guys. And I enjoyed it both sittings. Yeah, Austin Powers, I don't know.
I think maybe Austin Powers has aged a little bad. Maybe.
No, it's the cringe humor for me. It's the cringe humor that turns me off. It's just not meant for me. But there are most definitely scenes in there that I do enjoy. But
you certainly had a lot more fun watching certain scenes than I did.
Yeah, probably.
Same with Kentucky Fried Movie was a little even on this.
Yeah, the difference with Kentucky Fried Chicken was that there were like particular jokes, because they were vignettes and sketches. You were like, where are they gonna take this? Where are they gonna take this? Where are they gonna take this? And and they did something then completely unexpected. Whereas with Austin Powers, the jokes were a lot more predictable. Whereas in Kentucky Fried Movie, anything could happen.
But you can't really compare those two. One is meant to be a spoof, while the other is Monty Pythonish, I'd say.
Yeah, a little bit like that. But that was a particular genre of comedy, like Airplane. It's the same as with Airplane. I also watched Top Secret, which is also, I did not care much
it's
for.
Much
Top
harder
Secret,
to write one big consecutive piece than multiple smaller ones.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. But my problem is also with one of the things that Austin Powers did several times was that pointing out that things don't work is the joke. Like with the laughing scene again, which just took too long. Then there was the Scott pointing out to his father, "Why not just kill them right now with my
One scene
gun?"
that I really did not enjoy was the scene. Well, what was the name of the guy that was giving Austin Powers his missions?
Oh, exposition? No,
Yeah, exposition.
I think he was called exposition, or
No. But the thing, no, no. I think it was his mother. And then this is the scene that I'm going in. Alright, that scene was just, meh. Oh, hello, Austin. I want you to meet my mother. Exposition, Miss Exposition. And Austin just punches her in the face randomly. It's a man, actually. She looks like a man.
I don't know. It must be one of those. I don't know. I don't recall that
I
scene.
didn't enjoy that scene. It wasn't all that funny to me.
I don't even recall. What the hell?
It was just.
I must have walked away out of.
It didn't fit at all. It didn't fit at all. It was like supposed to be the spoof of. It's actually someone in a costume.
Yeah, but that's the thing with this film. They do this several times.
True.
And they then repeat the same jokes that did work in the first film in the other two. Like with the shadows and the convenient censoring and suggestive objects. And they just go on and on, like the laughing, the one with Scott pointing out, "We can't just kill them right there," and it just said, "Yeah, we get it."
Looking back at it, it didn't have as many original jokes as I remember. Like, they reused a lot of jokes.
Well, they stretch out.
Certain jokes that they didn't reuse were a lot more funny than, well, jokes that they didn't use.
Yeah, I mean,
that they overused.
Like, yeah, I mean, the one with the "shh," I've got a lot of "shh" in me, which in itself is funny, but then they again, it lasts for several minutes.
Let me tell you a little story about a man named Shh.
Yes.
I got a whole bag of Shh.
Which would be, yeah, it just goes on and on into straight out cringe. Like, I like the joke with the penis pump, because, it just piles on and on and on and on what's going on. The same goes for the number 2. I like the Irish assassin. They was after me lucky charms.
Me lucky charms.
But then they again do the stretching out where they keep snickering at his joke. And it's like, yeah, we get it. And then he explains the joke as well. Because, I
think that's why even they didn't laugh after she explained it.
Yeah, and then it just goes into cringe again, and that's. I mean, it's a fun movie, but
it's a good movie, and it has some amazing quotes in it. Still, it's just it doesn't hold up as well as I remember it to.
Yeah,
I'm not disappointed.
I do intend to watch the other two after this at some point, but. When the cringe starts, I just walk away and do something else because I just
that's probably
I don't enjoy that at all.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, what is there really left to say?
Well, you have not done your clothing segment yet.
Oh well, the clothing, as I said,
we need a jingle for that. Like, this is Sven's clothing segment where he's gonna complain about the color.
I don't complain about colors. The colors are really nice and vibrant in here. I like the colors. It's just, it's like what Austin wears is over the top. Mm-hmm. It's meant to be a bit of a spoof on the clothing of the 1960s as well. But like, if it were the 70s, it would make a lot more sense for him to be so over the top with it. But still, I kind of like the jackets and the suits themselves, but the neckwear is what really disappoints me. That and the shirts. Because you wouldn't wear a Victorian shirt in that time. Like, maybe in the 70s, but not in the 60s. Mm-hmm. Like a Victorian ruffled shirt. That's not something you'd wear in the 60s. They still hadn't had its resurgence. So, yeah. Like, it's much more 1970s than 60s, to be honest. I
Yeah.
like it to some degree, but I don't think it has aged. Well, it wasn't supposed to age properly. It does its job. It does its
Well,
job. That's most certain.
it aged funnily in the sense that it was made in 1979. So we see all this stuff coming by. Um, so we get like the whole retro thing with the 60s, but then it becomes from our perspective it's now retro for the 90s. So I thought that was interesting to see that it's he's fiddling around with 90s technology, and from our perspective that would be like a reference to that period, as is very common these days. And but then you realize, no, this film was made in that era. So you have a character from the past going back to a past era. I think that's very interesting about it. Like
True.
I mean, who uses? Well, okay, people, collectors still use CDs, but I mean, how many youngsters use CDs anymore when Austin Powers puts a CD on a gramophone player?
Yeah. Yeah.
For example, there's other like 90s laptops or things like that. So that makes
And
it.
looking at the images from the movie, does Austin Powers only have one pair of shoes? It's all just that one pair of Italian boots.
Well,
No, that look at the
shoes
images.
are expensive, so I guess that's what they.
Yeah, but still, like, it have variety.
Yeah, well, maybe they skimmed on that.
Well, you never really see them. That's the thing as well. It's only in the promotional
Yeah.
images.
I mean, if you want to cut costs or something, I mean, shoes are probably it.
Yeah, but like it's not that they're going to be seen. So yeah, it's
Yeah, exactly,
understandable.
exactly.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. But throughout all the movies, that's the thing that's interesting me. It's not just the first one. Like even in Goldmember, he wore the same shoes.
and now I'm looking at the screen. One joke I enjoyed was, yes, we have this oil factory. This is our other factory. These are our oil tankers, and this is our factory producing plastic models.
Bloody hell.
I thought it was funny.
It's a decent joke. No, it didn't hit as well with me, but still. You see, some jokes work for you, but not for me, and some work for
Yeah.
me, but not for you.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I would recommend this movie, even though
Yes,
I've
most
been
definitely. It's a classic.
very,
It's a
very
classic
critical
school.
about it. But I mean, there are some interesting visuals. The camera work itself isn't great. Like it's this. I watched the a widescreen version, and I'm looking at those widescreen shots. It's just not used that well. Especially for a film with a lot of
Reminds me of a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
yeah, but in that particular film, it looked like they changed their mind. Like they made it for a normal, more traditional
Here it
format.
makes sense. Here it makes sense. It's just...
Yeah, here it makes sense. And in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, you're just looking at a particular screenshot. You're like, something is missing. That's not the case here. So
True.
so that's the big difference. I think when was the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? 1995 or something? No, that was 2000.
Maybe even later, I think.
Yeah, I think that was early 2000 and no wait, that's 2003.
Yeah, there you go.
How the hell did they screw that up?
Don't ask me. Don't ask me.
Yeah, no, the League of no, that was a comic book, the Black Dossier, which a weird one. But yeah, I think the widescreen just wasn't necessary. I mean, Steven Spielberg films. Look at this screenshot. What the hell? Why is this widescreen? if you cannot even center the person on the
No,
screen
no,
properly.
don't ask me, man. Don't ask me.
But yeah, I mean, the Spielberg intentionally uses like traditional formats, and it's just way better. Here it's
True.
just unnecessary. Yeah, I never thought I would bitch about formats, but maybe it's because I edit my own videos now that I
Yeah.
pay attention to it. But
Well, you don't edit all of them.
not anymore, no.
Now I've taken some of
Yeah.
the work.
So
But what do we have left to say?
I don't
It's
know.
a movie
The
that you
music,
should watch,
I suppose.
most definitely.
I thought the music was exactly the
It-
same as the game Evil Genius, of which Evil
Something
Genius.
similar, yeah, with the sound effects as well.
Yeah, Evil Genius
Well,
2
well,
is
when you look
coming
at
out
it, both
tomorrow.
of them are the spoof of the same thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like,
A matter of fact, Maximilian also has the same costume as Doctor No, I think.
Yeah, they're both spoofing Bond and Bond villains. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they use exactly the same music, and I think Evil Genius 2 is coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, it should be. I would have to look into it.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna get it because I played Evil Genius 1, and it's so clunky. It is so clunky.
But that game came out like, how long ago?
Yeah, but even then it didn't play very well. But it's free now, so if you wanna try
Is it
at
free? I
least
wanted to get it, but but it was still paid for me.
no, Evil Genius 1 is free.
Well, I was looking at it. Wait,
No,
Let me
it's-
whip out
it's-
my
it's,
magical
it's,
computer out of
it's
nowhere
completely
and
free.
see.
So yeah, if you want an interesting video game that's inspired by movies like this, go get Evil Genius 1. And yeah,
Evil Genius is $10 for me still.
what?
Yeah.
Wow, weird.
Maybe it was only free for some time, but
No, I looked at it recently. It said it was free, so I'm really surprised by that.
and yeah, March 30th. Yeah, it's releasing tomorrow.
Yeah. So I'll probably wait for the reviews. I've seen some positive reviews, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
we'll see how it turns
I
out.
play so little video games at the moment. I want to see if we can get some more groups started on the Discord. We're
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
Volcanoids, which was really fun to do. So yeah, maybe in the future we can play that game that Tiberio is working on. We now have currently on the Discord someone who's developing his own video game with airships. If you want to meet some interesting, like-minded people, go join our Discord. Link is down below. I should probably include it somewhere in the screen right here. And yeah, you want to end the stream for today?
Do the outro, you mean?
Yeah, you want to do the outro? You can do that. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, are we at the outro already? That's the thing.
Yeah, that was my question.
But I mean, we've said everything. Like, you should watch it. It's a good movie. It's just, it has aged a bit worse than what we expected it or remembered it to. That's all I really have to say. I don't really take clothing all too seriously with spoof movies and all that because, well, it's meant to be comedies, so it's not all too important in stuff like this. But yeah, still,
if you
even on
like-
that
if you
aspect,
like
they did some
70s
stuff better
stuff-
than League.
If you like 70s stuff, this movie is definitely worth a
Yeah,
watch. If you like,
It has its corny moments and everything, but it's still a good movie, and it has that shagadelic feeling, baby.
yeah,
Yeah.
it does know what it's parodying, right?
Exactly.
It does know what it's trying to do. It just mistakes sometimes that pointing out things that don't work.
You will laugh at this movie, but you won't laugh at it constantly.
No, yeah, it's and also you know the cringe humor. Some of it is
Yeah,
really
somebody's gonna like that. Yeah, some scenes even miss with me, so yeah.
yeah.
But,
yeah,
you wanna say something? anything you'd
Yeah,
have to say?
Vanek Blackrose, thank you so much for the super chat. This is the first time anyone has ever super chatted. And speaking of revenue, I am currently looking out for artists who want to make art for the channel, in particular the Association of Ishtar, our very own fictional universe. The link is down in the description. I'll probably add a link in
Make
the
sure to
stream.
join our Discord, as we've probably mentioned
Yes,
it
indeed.
before.
We are.
This is the shilling part, like where we shill all the Discord, Instagram, all that stuff. So later in the video you can speed ahead of this part. But yeah,
Yeah.
basically, thank you once again now from me,
Yeah.
Vanek Blackrose, for the super chat. Actually, I was surprised to see it.
Yes.
I did
yes.
not expect it.
And
But if that's all you wanted to say, Bonsard, shall I do the outro?
well, just that I'm working on distributing audio-only versions of our podcasts. We have a account on SoundCloud, but I'm looking into possibilities to
Yeah, for
distribute
now
it to other
that is still an
platforms as
option.
well.
We haven't added cameras just yet to our little show here, but I don't know. We might do it in the future for some
Yeah,
episodes.
let us know. Do you want us to appear on camera or not?
Well, if we do it, it won't be always, but it will be like. It will be when we feel like it, yeah. That's because...
Maybe. Well, let's see how we'll do that in the future. And of course, if you have film recommendations, please let us know. It would all be greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
And finally,
sure.
you can support our show on Subscribestar, and I have something special coming up for those who support us. I'll wait a few more weeks before telling more about that. But yeah, if you want to join the Subscribestar, this is a very good moment to do it. And if you want there to be specific rewards, please let me know. Yeah, I think now we're really done with the shilling part, I think.
Yes, so shall I do the outro?
Yes, go ahead.
So, yeah. Oh, bloody, wait. Another super chat of $2.
Really?
Thank you, Vanek. Like, hey. Yeah, these are the first two we've ever gotten. Thank you very much.
I'm not seeing it. Why am I not seeing it?
Yeah, but I'm basically, yeah, there's $2 extra going to your bank, sponsor. Be happy.
Yeah.
But thank you very much. Very nice of you. Stick around for the other podcast episodes if you like it. And now, if you'd let me do the outro.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I wish you all a very shagadelic rest of your day. And as always, make it your way. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.